Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Dyah Yuliana from A class. This video will be uploaded to fulfill the mid-semester exam assignments for curriculum and material development courses, which are supervised by Mr. Sofian. The first is the notion of curriculum. Curriculum contains a set of plans, objectives, and learning materials, including teaching methods that will serve as guidelines for every teacher so that they can achieve learning targets and objectives well. The curriculum in the world of education is a set of subjects that must be taken and studied by students in order to get a diploma or award. Second is review to books from Richards and John McAllister. The first book from Richards, his book entitled Curriculum Development in Language Teaching. Chapter 1 explains about the origin of language curriculum development, which is on chapter focuses on determining what knowledge, skills, and values students learn in school, what experience should be provided to bring about intended learning outcomes, and how teaching and learning in schools or educational systems can be planned, measured, and evaluated. Language curriculum development refers to the field of applied linguistics that addresses these issues. It describes an interrelated set of processes that focuses on designing, using, implementing, and evaluating language programs. In this chapter, there are 4 points, namely historical background, vocabulary selection, grammar selection and gradation, and the last one, assumption, underlying early approaches to syllabus design. Chapter 2 explains about from syllabus design to curriculum. This chapter explains the emergence of ESP, English for Specific Purposes, with its emphasis on the need analysis as starting point in language program. Design was an important factor in development of current approaches to language curriculum development. CLT, or curriculum language teaching, is a broad approach to teaching that resulted from a focus on communication as the organizing principle for teaching rather than a focus on mastery of the grammatical system of the language. CLT was not so much change in method as a set of changes in assumptions about the nature of language, the nature of goals, objective, and the syllabus in language teaching, and the search for an appropriate methodology in the light of these changes. In this chapter, there are 6 points, namely the quest for new methods, changing needs for foreign languages in Europe, English for specific purposes or ESP, need analysis in ESP, communicative language teaching or CLT, and the last one, emergence of a curriculum approach in teaching in language teaching. Second book from John McAllister, his book entitled Language Curriculum Design. First chapter explains about language curriculum design and an overview, typical processes of the writing process, gathering ideas, ordering ideas to text, reviewing, and editing. Can be applied to curriculum design, but it makes it easier to draw on current curriculum design theory and practice if a different set of part is used. The author's circles, principles, environment, and needs involve practical and theoretical considerations that will have major effect in guiding the actual process of course production. There is a wide range of factors to consider when designing a course. These include the learner's present knowledge and lack, the resources available including time, skills of teachers, curriculum designers, strengths, and limitations. principles of teaching and learning. The format and presentation part of the inner circle represents the format of the lesson or units of the course, including the techniques and types of activities that will be used to help learning. In this chapter, there are 8 points, namely, part the curriculum design process, considering the environment, following principles, goals, content and sequencing, finding a format and presenting material, monitoring and assessing, and the last one, evaluating course. Second chapter explains about environment analysis. Environment analysis is an important part of curriculum design because at its most basic level, it ensures that course will be usable. For example, if the level of training of the teacher is very low and is not taken into account, it might happen that the teachers are unable to handle the activities in the course. Similarly, if the course material is too expensive or requires technology and cooking facilities that are not available, the course may be unusable. The importance of factor depends on whether the course will still be useful if factor is not taken into account, or how large and pervasive the effect of a factor is on the course. In this chapter, there are 4 points, namely, an example of environment analysis, environment constraints, understanding the constraints, and last one, the constraint of time. The third chapter is need analysis. Need analysis is directed mainly at the goals and content of the course. It examines what the learners know already and what they need to know. Needs analysis to be sure that the course will contain relevant and useful things to learn. Good needs analysis involves asking the right questions and finding the answers in the most effective way. In this chapter, there are 7 points, namely necessities, labs, wants, discovering needs, evaluating needs analysis, issues in needs analysis, and the last one, case studies. My perspective for implementing language curriculum is the development of the English curriculum in Indonesia has been running since February 1975 to 2006 with the aim of optimizing the quality of English education in Indonesia. The implementation has also had a positive impact on the development of education in Indonesia. However, in order to reduce the negative impact caused by changes or developments in the English curriculum, the Indonesian government, especially the education sector, should optimize the creation of the new curriculum so that the new curriculum will be much better than the previous curriculum. For example, in a theoretical study of the curriculum, which includes the philosophical foundation or approach used and existing components, such as objectives, content, process, and evaluation. It must be reviewed as much as possible so that it can minimize errors or lack in the system curriculum. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi